Like how you don't think like I don't know, maybe it's me. I think my husband is handsome. I think all the men on here are handsome, period. But there's something special about your man, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not the only woman who think there's something special about your man. And that's what crossed my mind sometimes. Like people go and they be like, "Oh, he got a nice smile." I'm like, does have a nice smile. I don't even compliment his smile. Like, I don't even look at that. Or they like, "Oh, his skin is so nice." I'm like, dang, I don't even say those things. Not to say that I'm basing my marriage off of what someone else thinks about my husband, but I want to appreciate what I do have. He is a gift. He is a gift.
I think that's another stigma. I think that's another stigma, bro. Freaking I think it might be more on the male side, but they might feel like they just it's not gonna be a benefit for them, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be complimented and treated as somebody that's loved and shit like that in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of me doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's another stigma.
That's a great one. I think I agree. I think a lot of men be like, I'm not gonna get married. What's the point of getting married? Like my sex life is gonna stop. All this inside. I think I think that's great. Like
that was a good one.
People don't know the benefits. Yeah.
We got to take I go back and I listen to the podcast, even though it's very cringy. I go back and listen to that podcast. It's very cringy. It is very cringy. But I go back and I listen, and it's something that Shirley said that stood out to me. Shirley was like, women are selfish. And I was like, how dare she? That's what was going in my mind while we was recording. Like, how dare you? You a woman. But then you go and you think, you like, nah, she right. Like, sometimes we will say, I cannot have sex with my spouse today because my head hurt or the kids aggravated me. And it's like, this man was aggravated by kids too. He was aggravated by people at work. And he still said, I want to share this more. I want to share me. When we have sex with one another, we are sharing our most intimate self with this person.
Cassandra.
And I don't want to give you my intimate self today because I'm aggravated. I was like, So every time I be thinking about it, I'm going to say, no lie, Shirley. You cross my mind for that moment. I'll be like, all right, come on. And I'm going to put something nice on for you, baby.
That's what Frost was talking about with I think it was on that podcast episode, ain't it? Where we was like saying that the frequency or the amount of times the need to happen. Yeah, so
yeah. And France ate me alive on the next one.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta find that episode.
So niggas we gotta deal with all that shit too.
I remember though.
We gotta deal with the same shit, and then we still don't never say no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anytime you want it, bro, say yes.
I think I need to work on like removing the emotional from the physical because that is like the only time where I shut down. Like if I'm there emotionally, he'll never get a no out of me. But if I'm not connected emotionally, I shut down, and that's not fair.
No. Not because you give some of the best sex advice, so you really shouldn't be doing that. But the thing is, we're looking for solution. We're a solution-driven podcast. So
and I can admit that I'm like wrong in that area. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has a very healthy 2 to 3 times a week. It's very healthy sex life. Okay.
Bro, you said on the last podcast, sometimes y'all have sex 3 times a day. I was shamed. Yeah. I was shamed because sometimes Rylan would be home, sex 3 times. I just gave it to you 14 hours ago. No. Think back on that moment. And I did more than one position, sir. No.
All right. So sex, negative stigma.
Yeah.
Can't hang out, negative stigma.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like
that's true.
Some of the fellas, like your homeboy married, or he can't hang out no more. Oh, he got a curfew. Oh. So the negative stigma surrounding marriage would be like, you lost, like, all right, bro, like you in the chain gang now, like you ain't hanging out no more. You locked up. We'll see you later.
Let me ask this too, though.
But I do kind of think that is a negative stigma, but I do think that it has some type of truth to it, because I do think that when you get in a relationship and you start having kids, there's certain things that you can't do anymore. You can't hang out as much anymore, or there's certain areas you can't frequent as much as you used to because you don't want to put yourself in certain situations. So I do think that like there is some type of truth to like the friendships kind of changing. Well, not really the friendships changing, but like I guess the dynamics of the friendship, not necessarily the friendship. But I think it kind of has to. Um, because it's different now. It's not just you anymore.
Yeah, I agree. You wanna, you know, be connected. You want to be home. You want to see your lady. You want to see your kids. So a lot of it is by choice too. It's like I ain't hanging out not because I'm married per se. I don't want to hang out because I'd rather be there like right now. And this past like I'm ready to be home. I got things to
Yeah.
do at the crib. So but I think that's one of the things that is a stigma. So I get what you're saying. It's sort of both
Yeah.
things. A lot of people
And I
scared of the
think,
marriage.
all right, and I think another one is too, especially a lot of women nowadays, they be like, "Oh, I ain't finna be submissive to no man. The man can't tell me to do this. The man can't tell me to do that."
That's a good one.
Or because that's just how. Because it's a lot of people they feel like, oh, just because you come home and you cook me, oh, I ain't no slave, oh, I ain't
Mhm.
know this, I ain't know this. But I say this because, like, for example, my cousin, oh, y'all don't know who she is, so it don't matter. So I'm gonna talk about her. But um, for her, she's like, oh, I won't even see myself doing this. When he get home, he better cook me something to eat, or he better do this, he better do that. And then it's like, obviously she don't, and I tell them like, man, you don't get it, because like I said, for her, she wants to, I think she wants the wedding and not the marriage, because there's a lot of people nowadays, they want the wedding, they want a big wedding, they want to show off, hey, they want this, they want that, but are they really in for the marriage, like the long run of it? And some people, they, oh, I ain't getting married because I ain't never gonna do this. I ain't. I'm like, all right, bet. And I don't argue with people no more. And I'm like, hey, if that's how you feel, that's on you. But I guess I'm one slave ass black girl then, because baby,
One
I'm gonna do
happy woman.
mine.
You're
You
happy.
one happy
You
woman.
know.
You one
You're
happy woman.
happy.
So
'Cause,
All those women, not gonna say all those women, but majority of those women, when they get older, they're gonna switch that whole attitude when they realize that they're alone.
right.
Think about it. A lot of people now be like, I don't want to be no independent woman. Soft life me, please. This, and that, because we're starting to realize. I raised my hand and said I was the first person. I used to be like, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, or whatever. And then I started to realize, like, no, like being submit. I don't even look at it being submissive because I don't like that term. But I get, like, me giving to my husband and doing for my husband or making my husband happy makes me happy. So if that's called submissive, then I guess I'm submissive. You know what I mean? Like, and if he's happy